Well, hello there, we are live. And welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We'll be resuming Sorin's journey. A few minutes late because I realised I had actually forgotten where the quest for the Return to Ivalice questline started, so I had to look that up. Make sure Sorin was in the right place, but it's just over there in the Kogane Dori markets. Oh, well, we get right into it. A lot of people, I know a lot of people I play with aren't particularly fond of this set of quests, but I quite enjoy the Alliance raids here. Not least of all because I know Amemi Akeda was involved in the creature design for it, I believe. And as a Garo fan, I quite like his work when it comes to monster design. Welcome, my lord. There's a young maiden here who would speak with you. With me, sir? Doesn't look like she's from Kogane. Miss, the adventurer has arrived. Another visitor from Eorzea? And here he is, the liberator of both Doma and Alamigo into flesh. I'm Linda Merila, correspondent for the Raven. You may recognize me from my expose on the secret lives of the homunculi. I don't believe I've read it. But enough small talk. It's not for nothing that I've been standing here since yesterday morning on the off chance you'd pass by. You've been waiting here on the other side of the world, just on the off chance Why, if you don't mind me asking? No, I'm here because... Actually, it's best you heard it from Alma, but I am but an observer. Alma? Alma, come! I found him! Hello. Is this the adventurer of whom you spoke? Indeed it is. A pleasure to meet you. Please, I beg of you, find my father. You are his only hope. Miss, are you... It's alright, Alma. We are attracting unwanted attention. Might I suggest a change of venue? We will await you before the Prima Vista. The theatre barge has a berth at the airship landing. Right, the Prima... Wait, that wouldn't be the huge airship that's been sitting outside Kogane for the last while, would it? I'll take that as a yes. Oh, okay then. I'm a little lost here. Someone would be waiting around for me specifically. Oh, hello. As I said before, I think it's better we continue this conversation in the privacy of the young lady's barge. It's not that I don't trust anyone here, it's simply that I don't trust anyone here. A gate guard Minagumo has been instructed to look out for you. In the future, speak with him when you wish to gain admission to the docks. Right. Minagumo. Try and remember that one. Thank you for coming, Sorin. You're probably wondering why I've summoned you to an airship, and the Guardian wanted that. Allow me to explain on the shuttle. I feel I should probably get you to explain before I'm trapped. You seem like a trustworthy sort, I think. Definitely different to Eorzean airships. No balloons on this one. Right. Is that... Is that Bahamut? These are all like, props? Hello there. The Prima Vista serves as both stage and home to the majestic Imperial Theatre Company. Oh, an Imperial Theatre ship? You can keep that dirk in your drawers. No one here is a member of the Imperial Army, nor are there any spies within the troop. At least no known spies. Ask anyone, they will readily attest. The majestic Imperial Theatre Company are the finest practitioners of the dramatic arts to be found anywhere on the three great continents, and beyond. They have admirers throughout the Empire and its territories, and even boast a sizable following in Gridania, hence my assignment to their story. It is a little-known fact, outside Garlemald at least, that the late Emperor was a devoted patron of the arts. We supported various theatre troupes to the tune of much coin. Hearing this again, having played through Shadowbringers and Endwalker, that makes a little more, it makes sense, that little comment on the Emperor being a devoted patron of the arts. He did always have a bit of a flair for the dramatic. Indeed, Solus was so enamored of the majestic players that he ordered the construction of this very airship, that the troupe might perform in every corner of the Empire. When his grandson took the throne, however, everything changed. Now, all theatre troupes, domestic and foreign, must submit their works for approval by the Central Imperial Board of Censors. If a play is deemed vulgar or inflammatory, it's banned, and the troupe denied their writs of transit. The worst offenders? Well, they are never heard from again. Now, this policy has effectively left playwrights with one of two options: compromise their creative integrity to curry favour with his radiance, or put down their quills altogether. The principal of the Majestic, however, chose a third option, to express his disapproval for the new Emperor's policies obliquely, in ostensibly unpolitical works. Pray forgive me my earlier outburst. I am Alma Bay Lexentale, daughter of Principal Genimus Sen Lexentale. Mayhap you have heard of my father's latest play, the Zodiac Brave story. On the surface, it is an innocent retelling of a well-known Garlean fairy tale, hardly worthy of the censor's attention. But beneath, it is something quite different. A fact the censors failed to spot when they approved the manuscript for public performance. The play quickly became a huge success. The common folk loved its fantastical story, while the learned class appreciated its true message. By the time the Imperial Board of Censors realized their mistake, it was too late. No longer in a position to prohibit the performance outright without admitting fault, they took aim at the company's purse strings instead. For long, noble patrons began to withdraw their support, fearing to be associated with the troupe. And by the end, even the learned felt compelled to feign ignorance. By bleeding the Majestic of their funding, the censors robbed them of their voice. I've got the yawns bad tonight. But none of this has made it any clearer as to why you're here. Right. Yeah, I would appreciate it if you'd explain that. Allow me, Lena. Sid? What are you doing here? I've known You'd known this since we were students at the Magitech Academy. When I heard his daughter was in Kugane looking to enlist the aid of an adventurer, I felt compelled to give her your name. Sorry for not announcing myself sooner, old friend. Not at all. Good to see you again. Eunomus and I were from different worlds, but that only served to fuel our friendship. Many were the nights we would prattle on into the wee small hours, warm flagons of peat ale numbing our minds to the other's naive ideologies. Yet, no matter where our conversation began, it would invariably end with him telling me how he was going to change the Empire from the inside out. The truth was to be his path into the people's hearts. Even after the Empire forced him from his home, Eunomus never gave up hope that his work might change the world. Art will ever strain against artificial bounds and borders, man-made walls and misguided wars. It is in such times of uncertainty that we must needs embrace our calling and take to the skies so others might do the same. What am I trying to say? What I am trying to say, rather poorly I concede, is that not all Garleans are hewn from the same stone. Just as there are those who pledge their lives to the Empire and would never think to question the authority of its leaders, there are those like Alma's father and myself, whose love for their country does not blind them to its flaws. Still, try selling that sack of sunflower to an Almegan or a Doman who has watched his family consumed in the flames of a Magitech Reaper. How many Eorzean adventurers do you think would leap at the opportunity to help an Imperial search for a missing father? And in Garlean territory, no less. In Garlean territory? But you are different. You've seen enough to know that the line between good and evil is not defined by race, colour, or creed. So what say you? Well, if someone needs help, that's what I became an adventurer for in the first place. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Now that you understand the nature of the task, perhaps Alma could provide some insight as to where we might begin our search. Right. Just find your father's a bit of a vague request, I suppose. Shortly before my father disappeared, he began work on his next play, a successor to the Zodiac Brave story. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Please, follow me. Right. So this is... That's Kugane. Guessing this is like the bridge? Through adventure and hardship, young Delita, a boy of common blood, becomes a hero, culminating in the birth of the mythical kingdom of Ivalice. But that is where the story ends. There are no records of anything that follows. Was Principal Eunomus simply going to invent something? My father believed that he had discovered evidence of a second hero, one whose effort went largely unnoticed. But without whom Delita would never have risen to the throne. His was the next tale he wanted to tell, the true Zodiac Brave story. A second hero? According to my father's studies, this young man was one of Delita's closest friends and confidants. That is, until the untimely passing of Delita's sister forced the two to part ways. Yet, the unnamed hero continued to provide aid to his friend by thwarting the machinations of those who would scheme against Delita, thus paving the way for the Pauper's rise to regent. You must forgive me, but I've never heard anyone make such claims. How exactly did your father come by this information? That is a long story. One which begins and ends with Genomus becoming lost in the very legend he sought to lay bare. Even as far back as our academy days, Ivalice had Genomus firmly in its grasp. He flatly refused to believe the story was just a fairy tale. And so, when he was finally driven out of Garlemald, it was only natural that he should choose this of all places as his refuge. Was it not, Alma? That is correct, Master Garland. It has long been my father's belief that the ruins of ancient Ivalice lie beyond Okay, so my mind was confused about the pronunciation at the moment because I was thinking of Yansha. Is it Naksha pronounced similar? It has long been my father's belief that the ruins of ancient Ivalice lie beyond Naksha, buried beneath the sands of the Dalmasca Desert. Poor Dalmasca. The kingdom prospered in relative isolation for countless generations, until the Empire came calling. When not touring, my father would organize expeditions into the Dalmasca Desert to search for proof of Ivalice's existence. Sometimes he would bring back strange artifacts, ancient tomes, and crystals. Crystals unlike any others. My father called them Orosite, and claimed they were vital to proving his theories. And this is one such crystal. Is that like anything to do with white Orosite, or is it just similar names? By the 12, it's magnificent! Evolution legend tells of crystals bequeathed by the gods unto those who would be kings. It is during his quest to gather Orosite that the young Delita rises to prominence. I must have heard the tale 1,000 times from my nursemaid. That is all it ever was. A tale. My father would often tell us how the Orosite spoke to him. At the time we assumed he was speaking figuratively, that the stone's beauty roused his muse. But then he began to act strangely. How so? Following our arrival here in Hingashi, my father spent most of his time cloistered in his chambers, poring over past research. And though he was alone, we could oft hear him in conversation. It was not uncommon for my father to recite the lines as he wrote them, but it soon became clear that this was something else. It was as if he was talking to my mother who passed several winters gone. Might this not have been out of mere loneliness, or perhaps the strain of your flight from Garlemald? Possibly, but that would not explain the voices which answered him. Right. That does change. Oh. Hello. Alma, who are these people? I told you I did not require any help finding father, especially from outsiders. So good of you to join us, Ramza. Allow me to introduce... Enough, Master Sid. We may be shunned by the Empire, but we are still Garleans. We still have our pride, unlike some, it seems. We require neither the aid nor the pity of foreign rabble. Have you forgotten where you are, brother? It is we who are the foreign rabble. This land and its customs are all but unknown to us. We would be fools to conduct our search without a proven guide. Your sister is right, Ramza. As for my good friend here, your mistrust is ill-placed. I will personally vouch for his character. In all the time I have known him, he has never once let anything as insignificant as race or creed colour his judgment. You're lucky to have him. But we would have you, Master Garland. Why do you refuse us? You know why. Until this affair with Omega is resolved, my hands are tied. It pains me to refuse you and your sister, but it pains me far more to leave Genomus to his fate. I am sorry. You need not apologize. I let my emotions get the better of me. After what happened in Rabanastre, it may be time to admit we're out of our depth. Rabanastre? My brother's lost expedition met with tragedy in the ruins of the capital city. He barely escaped with his life. The Empire turned Rabanastre into a death trap. We were fooled to set foot in there without a proper escort. I realize that now, Master Garland, but at the time I saw an opportunity to rescue our father, and I took it. Whatever led you to believe your father was in Dalmasca's capital? My father's fascination with Ivalician legend began with a trip to the antediluvian city, long before the war. I call it a premonition, but something tells me that is where he has returned. Now you must excuse me. I need some time to think. Then Alma, I shall leave you and your brother in Sorin's capable hands. He has ever repaid my trust with interest. You would do well to grant him yours. Thank you, Master Garland. We will not forget this kindness. Right, I'll see you around then. Guess he's got the ironworks busy with finding out what happened to Omega then. I'll have to check in with him at some point. Sid didn't bid me farewell. This is going in my write-up. Someone's holding a grudge. Oh, I miss my father. Oh, Ramza, was it? Master Garland seems to think highly of you. I will withhold judgment until after Dalmasca. Oh. Right. So, we're heading back? To, Rabanastre, was it? Dalmasca is nested in a forgotten corner of the Empire's outermost territories. I do not foresee any trouble from the standing army, but would suggest committing to memory the locations of each of the barges' exit. Just in case. Exits, and... As for the flight itself, the currents above Dalmasca are as wild as the land below. You may want to hold on. Hold on? I'm starting to feel you should have seats and such about here. There's... not much to hold on to. And off we go. Our conversation, we don't know. Ramza? We'll complete our descent to Rabanastre in the shuttle. Oh, right. Suppose an airship this large would be awkward to get on the ground. Not to mention, it doesn't look like it's got quite built for landing. Alma not coming with us? Ramza! I thought I made myself clear, Alma. The capital is simply too dangerous. Arthur would never forgive me if I were to lose you trying to rescue him. Come, we're wasting time. Right. But would be dangerous for anyone not able to defend themselves if last trip went so badly. So this is Rabanastre. It makes Uldal look pretty tiny. According to my father, Rabanastre was already a thriving city some 1,000 years ago. But after performing several private excavations beneath the so-called Desert Sapphire, my father came to the conclusion that it was not the first settlement to stand here. And then, your father believes that Rabanastre sits atop the royal city of Lazalia, capital of Ivalice. But if that's true, it could change history. We'd be famous. Famous? Are you sure you don't mean rich? Huh, you're kinda all alike. Parasites grown fat on the sweat and suffering of others. Bold words for a boy of but 16 summers. And what, pray tell, have I done to deserve such spite? I only wish to learn the truth behind the disappearance of the Empire's foremost playwright. If that should lead to something bigger, well then, I'd be the worst reporter in the realm if I did not pursue it. Right. Oh. Hold up. Someone's out there. Imagination? Been on edge recently with everything else going on. Yes, we can argue about this now, or we can return to the Prima Vista and report to our army of adventurers that it is time to begin the expedition. I humbly suggest the latter. Right. So there's other adventurers you've got ready? Guess for searching a city that large, we probably do want more than just 2 of us. Or 3 of us. You see, as I said, brother, let them come to us. Should we kill them now? No, time's not right. When has that stopped us before? Fool! You see that one? Slayer of gods, they call him. Warrior of light. Sorin getting a bit of a reputation. Right. Well, I guess nothing for it but to wait and... Oof. Oh, gear is low. Rabanastre. Oh. The forming party finders saying we're pretty relatively close. We've got all the tanks we need. Half the DPS. Average wait time more than 30 minutes. Guess there's no harm in taking a somewhere to do what was I thinking of? Oh yeah, get gear mended. Yay. Where is the... I'm not in Limsa enough to know where they... To be fair, I don't use Menders enough really to remember the locations of them. There you are. Hello, Alistair. Mind fixing up my gear for me? Oh, that's all fully repaired already. I thought that would have been at least somewhat damaged during all the red mage quests. Okay. Suppose while I'm waiting, now is as good a time as any to talk about. I had mentioned during last night's stream that I was going for a job interview today. Well, it wasn't quite an interview, it was rather more informal. I don't know if I've got the job yet, but I'm feeling really confident about it. I'll be able to kind of find out a bit if I do get it. I will have to be making some changes to my streaming. Primarily, I believe they're going to start happening a bit earlier, because the position I'll be in will have me with an earlier start than my previous job. I'll be starting work at 7:30 in the mornings rather than 9 o'clock. Which is kind of, it only occurred to me now when I saw the queue times, but that's probably going to make that problem even worse. Because if I'm streaming... The thing about Sorin is he's on Excalibur, which is a North American server. Which means that I suppose the bulk of the player base is not really on while I'm streaming. That's kind of already the situation as it is. I imagine become worse if I was to start streaming earlier. Don't know the exact times I'd be streaming at yet. Probably closer to... Probably a couple of hours earlier. Probably starting at 8 o'clock rather than 10 o'clock. And then finishing up at the time I normally start now. There's everyone doing their alliance roulettes. You're all doing this to maybe like go Hatching Tide event? Actually, Hatching Tide event. Oh yeah. I don't often use that staircase, I forget where it brings you out. I imagine Gridania. So... Good evening, friend. Might you be interested in learning about the Hatching Tide festivities? Fledgling festival, Hatching Tide was born of a prophetic dream visited on a Gridanian maiden named Ivalice. In her dream, the 12 Archons of old appeared, those heroes who saved the realm from the destruction of the sixth umbral calamity. Descending from the heavens atop beautifully decorated eggs, they said to Jilly, "Arise, young dreamer, and make ready the vessels for our return." So she did, painstakingly painting and gilding eggs to match those from her vision. Word of the prophecy spread, and Jilly attracted helpers to assist in her toils. After the calamity, the festival grew further, as townsfolk and adventurers flocked to celebrate the Archons of yore, who many believe had some hand in delivering the realm once again. Now that you've learned about Hatching Tide, perhaps you would like to participate in it. Should you be so inclined, we invite you to visit Gridania. Look forward to seeing you there. I will. Oh, if the Oneberry outfits anything to do with this, but seems like something that else might enjoy. I've kind of put together, I think, one of my... There we go. Actually have a scholar glass. Off to Gridania, I guess. I have a playlist on Spotify of like Final Fantasy 14 vocal tracks. I think they put papaya in it, and it's always you have all like the big epic boss themes, Under the Weight, Through the Maelstrom, all the other ones, but then suddenly randomly in the middle of it I'll get papaya popping up. Oh, definitely seems to... A snake among the eggs? Any snake? I'm a little confused about the Tonberry connection here. Hello. Greetings, friend, and a happy hatching tide to you. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ivalice, and I facilitate the annual hatching tide festivities. You're an adventurer, are you not? And might I ask for your name? Sorin Sherwood. Sorin, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. In case you're unaware, hatching tide festivities were conceived a number of years ago, after I was first visited by the 12 Archons in a stirring and prophetic dream. I confess, I've been dreaming ever since. Why, I'm most eager to share my latest dream with you. It was highly peculiar, to say the least. You see, I beheld visions of that chilling creature of legend, the Tonberry. Past experience has taught me anything. It is that painstakingly recreating my dreams is sure to bring about good fortune. However, as Tonberries are naught but figments of old fables, I began to doubt whether I could do justice to their ghastly appearance. Don't look that bad, Miss Aliapo, and if you really want, I could probably arrange a... But that all changed when this gentleman generously offered his assistance. Greetings, fine sir. My name is Hamlin, and I am what you might call a supreme connoisseur and passionate aficionado of all things Tonberry. As you may or may not be aware, Tonberries have heads as round and as adorable as any egg, which is why I believe they are the perfect addition to the Hatching Tide festivities. So I donned a superior mantle of Tonberry and presented myself to Miss Jilly here. Right. What luck, wouldn't you agree? Hamlin was kind enough to furnish our volunteers with Tonberry guises, and we're all hard at work preparing for the upcoming fun. Oh. You know, if... I do actually know where there are some Tonberries, and they're actually rather friendly. You must be referring to those sightings near Bronze Lake. I wouldn't expect you to know this, but those creatures aren't true Tonberries. They simply bear a vague resemblance to their descriptions in the old stories, and thus were nicknamed Dustly. Oh, the Tonberries I speak of and adore above all else are the original and fictional creatures spoken of in legend from time immemorial. Accept no substitutes. Considering my dream, I think that the festivities present a unique opportunity to share the Tonberry's charm with the world. There is but one problem. And that problem is... a group of sylphs has been making mischief throughout town, playing pranks, sabotaging the decorations. Well, the sylphs will be sylphs. Luckily, it seems a miracle the Hounds of the Tonberry form is enough to send those leafy brigands fleeing in terror. Is it not remarkable how such an adorable visage can strike such fear into the hearts of some? Does not the contradiction of the Tonberry's nature invigorate your very soul? Mr. Hamlin, sir, are you... Our other volunteers are using their Tonberry guises to shoo away the sylphs as best they can, but we still find ourselves short-handed. Would you be willing to assist us, Sorin? Just until the mischief is mitigated. Oh, of course, but I will have to this. Apologies. I do have some other urgent business to get to first. Come on, healer. Don't let us down. Hey, got in. I'm gonna have that in my head for a while, I think, that track. Right, into the city. Before us lies the royal city. My father's somewhere inside. I can feel it. These are no ordinary birds. Chocobos. I think I've seen red chocobos like that in Ravania. Something foul prevents our crossing. Wear its numbing breath. You do not fear me. You will. Right. Oh. Okay. Guess the city has a guardian. If you weren't suppose we were told there'd be something dangerous here. Oh, nuts! Oh! Okay, so do you need a certain number of people to stand in those fountains? Is that how they work? Right. Okay. The ice burns hotter than flame. You're branded for life. Right, get rid of the pillar of ice, I'm thinking. Oh, right. This is not good. Ow, ow, ow! That hurts. I forgot I have Verholy and Verflare now to go out. Okay, come, breathe. Frogs. Breathe. Okay. This is... That's a... Okay. Breathe again. Right. Probably want to avoid the cold, though, I suppose. Right. Okay. Sid was not mistaken in his assessment of your skill in battle. Still, I worry that something even more sinister awaits us ahead. 330 versus 340, okay. Probably start bringing up poetics again for... Who are the... Sikh bandits! It appears the deplorable creatures are here to raid abandoned homes. Let's see. It's a beast tribe I haven't met before? What? Black chocobos are the ones I haven't seen about. That's... Ow! Now mimics. And of course it wouldn't be real treasure. Not that we're not here for treasure. Onwards. My father mentioned the Empire using their might to put down rebellions within the city, but this destruction is too widespread. What of that creature we fought earlier? Another of the twisted others. This is not the work of the Empire. Something is wrong here. Bringer of order. Without order, creation is doomed to descend into chaos. I bring that order. You will kneel. Right. Ow! Another guardian. Okay, watch that. Case. Top of the towers. Oh, that doesn't look good. Okay, stay away from that, I think. Oh. Ow. This is another tower. Oh, not a good idea. Feeling that's not something good. towers falling right towards me. Falling this way. This one again. I'm starting to worry about Genomus. These are the kinds of creatures sit in the city, then it's hard to hold out hope for a playwright. Oh, that's something I want to get away from. Here we go. Golems. Dragoons, wherever that breaks. Your order is alive. Again, you've proven your worth to this expedition. Let us see what lies beneath the city. Right. More bandits. Despite all the creatures we've encountered? I know not whether they are brave or foolish. What was that about not wearing Imperial colors? I suppose if this is Imperial territory, wherein they'd... Oh, Dragon's Breath. Oh, Dragon's Breath, not Dragon's Voice. That's Dragon's Voice, though. I remember how to fight chimeras. Just a demon left. Onwards. That looks like a way down, I suppose. Okay, was maybe jumping a bad idea? Okay. Okay, no, we're fine. Guess there must be some kind of magic involved and... Oh! Okay. Can't swim. Welcome to the Garm Safe Waterway. These tunnels are said to have existed since before even the Kingdom of Dalmasca was born. As the city grows, channels are widened, new outlets dug. I would venture that some of the pools are so deep, no one alive has ever seen their bottoms. Great way to reassure me, Ramza. Where are we and where are we going? Oh, we're going somewhere anyway. Further in and deeper down. Oh. I imagine it'll be even worse about the Pacific Ocean. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit of a soft landing. These ruins. We are no longer in Rabanastra, my friends. This is Lazalia. Lazalia of Ivalician legend. This is the capital city? The creatures here are not mere beasts or void sent. Secrets that lie beyond must be ones worth keeping. Hark! What army marches on Ropakal's Demesne? Ex-Guardian. Oh, back. Yo. An inescapable hell awaits you all. Oh, avoid that. Okay. So careful. That's the wrong combo, but it works, I guess. Oh. Madam? Ma'am, you might want to... Okay, I guess we're okay. Right, okay. I felt something was going to happen. Okay, watch that. The heavens tremble in my way. So now what? Can't quite get him when he's up. Oh. The aura sight! Gaze upon its undying brilliance and no true fear! How? Even a hound knows when to turn tail. Would you have us think you less than shadow? Right. Avoiding whatever those are, I think. Holy... Ow! That one's on me. traps. And the ground. And more chariots. Go again. Oh, what's... Okay, now what? Ow! Okay. Hello, Bard. Once more. Okay. Hard to think. Turn these. Or... Everyone ready? Let's try this again. Nearly got it last time. Watch out for it. I don't think I can get away from it. I need to find sprint to something more accessible on my keyboard, I think. I need to find sprint to my keyboard at all. Oh, I just walked on top of a AoE. Ow! That hurts. Okay. Right. Need to avoid that next time. Pay attention to what he's costing. That one's on me, so I need to keep... Right. There he is. Where does he stop again? Oh, watch that. Yeah, there is. Crumples the figure 8 one. Oh. Ow. Could have done better to avoid that one. Oh, careful. That. Right. Here it is. Okay. Made it out this time. Oh. Made it. What's next? The air here feels wrong. Can't you sense it? Death awaits us in yon chamber. Foresight? Sir, who? It is to be a fight, then. I am only too happy to oblige.
Who dares disturb the slumber of Ivalice, rightful king of Ivalice?
Like sheep. Oh, the fight's begun. That's what's going on.
By my sword shall I banish your souls to the deepest hell.
Okay. Off we go, I guess.
You will be judged.
Fine, come on, hopefully that's... Please just keep moving or don't move, depending on whether it's obey or disobey, isn't it? Oh. Not ideal, but... Are you supposed to kill them? This one? Ow!
To see the depths of your own weakness laid bare. Maggots.
That hurt a little. Shards.
You do not belong in my world. Step into nothing.
Ow!
I am the lies upon which you suck.
Oh, don't look.
You will be judged.
What?
The world has no place for such wretches. Your claim to life is forfeit.
Oh, did I auto-attack turn me around at the last moment? Oh, I think I might be dead.
You are the blood destroyer. I am Revelation.
Oh, no, wait. You're not supposed to look if it's... Oh, okay.
You will be judged.
I got to...
Revelation.
I don't even have Lance or the Bruno Reaper, do I? Oh, hey! I do get back up.
You will be judged. The world has no place for such wretches. Your claim to life is forfeit.
Oh, this one. Okay. I used to really not be able to figure out the spinning arrow. I thought it was just random. I didn't realize you do have control over where you move. Step back from that. All of them covered. Oh, so turn and this is the eye and this is turn away, not. I think I was getting it mixed up with the One of the Forcing raid bosses. Okay.
This body, it is not my own. Oh gods, what have I done? Save me! Ramza! Save me!
Ramza? What was all that? Loot. Might as well always go for the orchestrion rolls. And not get any of them. Accommodation. Keep posing in space. What's left is the ore site. So what is this stuff? Ramza? Is this your father? Where am I? Father? Ramza? And the Warrior of Light? Yes, I know of you. But that you should come to my rescue. Words fail me. A poor playwright I must seem. Not well, hold up. More bandits. What do you want? The term you're looking for is thank you. On which note, I, Begomlin, bounty hunter, do humbly thank you, Warrior of Light, for delivering me this fine gift. Now hand over the ore site, unless you wish to see the desert sands turn red. And be quick. Gidger Kid does not have the steadiest of hands. That one. She will bring it to me. Came here to save him, not to take the ore site. You gonna be okay? They want with it. Yes, this is it. The Duma. And I think we found it so close to Doma. The Duma of Doma. Wow. What? For a bad joke? Enough, Boggy. We'll not have our guests think us underbred. You have what you want, you thieving lizards. Now unhand him. Of course. Bongo's always true to his word. I will be keeping this, though. book? Journal, maybe? Or... sir? A father! You're only yourself to blame for this. But if you misliked the fort, you could always blame the gods, not that they're listening. Get up, fool! We're leaving! Wait, he's... you just shot him and he... Were there guns loaded with fake bullets this whole time, or... that's a bit... I gotta say, I don't quite like those guys. You're going to be alright. We cannot see your father see to your father's hurts here. Come on, we must get him back to the Prima Vista. Right, well, it's a long way back up. Lena? Geonomus remains deep in slumber, but his breathing is steady and his fever has subsided. Now all we can do is wait. I've sent word to Sid. I hope you don't mind. Of course not. This is his friend, after all. Alma, Ramza, can you ever forgive me? And you, Sid, it's never my intention to put you to such trouble. I am ever in your debt. You would have done the same for me, Geonomus. Besides, it was Sorin here who went to all the trouble. If anyone deserves your thanks, it's him. Well, I'm just doing my job, sir. He is right. I have done naught to deserve your kindness, yet I am its beneficiary nonetheless. So, if I understand correctly, you're saying Oversight does not work to facilitate the possession of a living host by an icon, as was assumed to be the case with Azael and the Archbishop, but rather absorbs the host's Aether, its very soul, and somehow transforms it before returning it to the host's body. And if that is the case, our Charlian allies will need to be informed immediately. But I suppose the real question here is, did you find what you came looking for? The legend would have us believe that the Delita Hyrule, the commoner who would be king, was the sole hero of the Zodiac Brave story. But as I have discovered, there was another. Two others, in fact. Siblings whose roles faded from subsequent retellings of the story. A brother and sister, by the names of Ramza and Alma. But then, to prepare for this assignment, I poured over every published work on Ivalician legend I could lay my hands on, and nowhere did I find any mention of these siblings. Is it? But I did. I uncovered irrefutable evidence that Delita had a close companion named Ramza, who aided him in his rise to power. This in turn led me to Alma, and that I might never lose sight of the truth, I named my own children after these lost players. Apologies. I'm sorry I never told you any of this, Sid, but you must believe me. Ivalice has never been a mere pastime of mine. It is, and forever will be, my calling. My purpose. My family's purpose. Go on. The world knows me as Geonomus in Lexentail. Yet this is but my stage name. My true name is Eraslam Durai. Countless generations past, it was my ancestor who penned the Durai Papers, an account of Ivalice and the War of the Lions that details what truly occurred during that turbulent era. You are tired, father. Rest. I will continue. Long ago, an orphan by the name of Orin Durai crossed paths with both Ramza and Delita. After Delita's rise to power, Oran found himself in the service of the pauper become king. Following the War of the Lions, Orin believed the people of Ivalice had a right to know the truth of Ramza's involvement, and set about documenting his deeds. When the church learned of his intent, however, they branded him a heretic and had him burned at the stake. The Durai Papers were never published, and any existing copies were gathered and sealed away in church vaults, the truth about Ivalice along with them. What was so damning that it would drive the church to do such a thing? Oh, sir? The answer to that question can be found in this book, the only surviving transcript of my ancestors' chronicle, copied from an early draft and passed down for untold generations. With this, my father and I plan to reveal the truth and restore honor to my family name. Forbidden Chronicles, Secret Family Legacy. Not that I doubt you, Genomus, but how do you expect to convince people of all this when well nigh every soul in the realm believes Ivalice to be nothing but a bedtime story? By proving it is anything but. And when people see that Ivalice was real, the rest will fall into place. Were it as simple as bringing forth the chronicle and submitting it for review, we would have of course done so long ago. But alas, it is not. The Durai Papers, you see, are written in High Ivalician, an ancient tongue long extinct. My father, and his father before him laboured tirelessly to decipher this tome, but for want of other sources made only fitful progress. A word here, a phrase there. It wasn't until a recent expedition to Rabanastra turned up several well-preserved artifacts that we were able to translate a small portion of the papers. Then the diary stolen by the Banga bounty hunters. I'm afraid so. Everything we had learned of the language was contained in those pages. Then we're back to where we started. Not necessarily. We still have the transcript, as well as some few translated passages. And of course, my father's impeccable memory. I've come too far to allow so simple a setback to deter me from my purpose. I'll show the world the truth if it is the last thing I do. Alma? It is as Master Garlon said. He is a man obsessed, and I fear Ivalice's grip on him will only grow tighter. Father was fortunate to escape Rabanastra with his life, and already he speaks of continuing his quest. Promise me you'll keep him safe. Please. Of course. I'm involved now. I'll see it through to the end. Oh. No. After what I've seen here, I'm all but convinced that Ivalice exists. At least in some form. The problem will be gathering sufficient evidence to convince the thousands of scholars and historians who have based their careers on the presumption that it doesn't. Not that I've ever been one to shy from a challenge, especially when it means the story of a century. If you're in, Sorin, then I'm in. If you're not in, well, I'm still in. Either way, you'll be hearing from me again soon. That much I promise you. Well, I'll keep hanging around Kugane then for a while. Sure we'll bump into each other again soon enough. grab a couple more orchestrion rolls. And that, I think I'll finish up this there for tonight. At hour and a half in, and if I remember correctly, like all of it is still quite dialogue heavy, so I don't think I'm likely to get through more than one raid per stream, especially if there is going to be longer queue times. But anyway, I'll be back on Friday. Probably same time as usual. I will make sure to actually make a post or something. Or even just a shorter video if I'm changing my schedule. But, yeah, it'll be Sorin's journey continuing in Return to Ivalice tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, Friday. And then Nier Automata on Saturday. Until then, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed. And have a good evening and a good night.